can I get every achievement in. The game starts with Kratos and Atreus going out hunting. Whilst doing this, you can begin to explore Midgard. Whilst doing this, you can begin to get some gear to help you out in your journey. One of these are enchantments. These level up your armour, and when you equip them for the first time, you'll get the achievement Enchanted. When Kratos and Atreus return from their hunt, they get a visit from a stranger. The stranger, surprisingly, isn't very interested in having a conversation with Kratos, and instead wants to have a scrap.
I warned you. Finally.
This is the first challenge of the game and really teaches you the combat of God of War. It shows you a lot of the mechanics on how to fight the normal enemies, as well as the difficulty increase when you're fighting against a boss. By using the axe as a throwable as well as a melee weapon, and then also using Spartan Rage, you then have to take out the stranger. The stranger continues to heal every time you do a considerable amount of damage, but eventually you're able to do enough and get him in a headlock and break his neck, ending the fight. Once you return back to your house to grab Atreus and start your next journey, you'll get the achievement The Journey Begins.
The mountain.
Whilst exploring the map of God of War, you'll find legendary chests. These are big gold chests that often have impressive items within them. In the chest that I just opened, I got a runic attack. When you equip these, it then enables you to be able to do impressive attack. Unfortunately, you can only equip a couple at a time, so you have to manage these well. However, the first time you equip one of these, you'll get the achievement Nice Moves. Another thing that you'll find when exploring God of War are shops that are owned by a couple of dwarves. In these shops, you can upgrade your equipment as well as buying new stuff. Another one of the items that you can get in the shop are outfits for Atreus. These are beneficial to get because they give Atreus abilities like collecting healing stones as well as being able to fire his arrows quicker. Also, the first time that you do this, you'll get the achievement Best Dressed. Alongside this, when you upgrade your armour for the first time, you'll get the achievement Dwarven Ingenuity. Whilst continuing our journey, there's another opportunity for Atreus to practice his hunting. There's a boar located just off in the distance, and Atreus has a go with his bow.
Do not lose it.
Although Atreus hits the boar, unfortunately it turns out to be a magical beast that is being protected by a witch in the woods.
The last of his kind in all the realm, and you shoot him. You needed food?
As you're responsible for hurting this magical beast, you offer your assistance in helping healing them. To do this, you have to collect a couple of plants located around her house. With the boar saved and a new friend made, we continue our journey and unlock the achievement A New Friend. The journey will then take you to Alfheim. Whilst here, you'll see a war going on between the Light Elves and the Dark Elves. It's your job to assist the Light Elves and rid the Dark Elves from this area.
Shorten the time between your volleys. A narrow path negates superior numbers. Stay focused.
Eventually, you'll fight your way to the light source in the centre of this area and enter it. With the Dark Elves taken down and the light restored, when you come back out to the main area, you'll unlock the achievement Feels Like Home. Whilst making your way up a mountain, you come across Sindri, who's one of the dwarves that own the shop, being pinned down by a dragon. Kratos doesn't seem too fussed about helping, but Atreus makes sure that Kratos steps in and helps the poor dwarf. Obviously, the best way to take down a dragon this size is to just jump on him. You're now in a full-on fight with this massive dragon. This is unlike any enemy that you've come up against so far in this game. Instead of just being able to attack it whenever you want, you have to time your attacks and wait for him to become weak. Alongside this, you also have to use these red orbs around you to throw at the dragon, which will then explode and do more damage. When you've done enough damage, you can then deal the final blow and kill this dragon once and for all. With this dragon now dead, you'll unlock the achievement Dragon Slayer. The actions committed by Atreus and Kratos have gained the attention of Odin. He doesn't seem very happy with all the chaos and damage that we've been causing to his realm, so send his two sons, Magni and Modi, to come and deal with us.
The little freak's got a bow. What are we gonna do?
This fight is by far the most difficult battle up to this point. Whereas the boss fights up to this point have just been one person, this requires you to keep an eye on two very strong enemies at once. If you don't do this, you can very easily get dealt a lot of damage, as they can just come out of nowhere and batter you basically. By using Atreus' arrows to keep one at bay, you can then concentrate on whittling down the damage of the other one. When you're able to take one of them down, this then becomes considerably easier, as you can concentrate solely on one enemy. Combining this with your Spartan rage and your runic attacks, you'll soon be able to defeat them. With Magni killed, this unlocks the achievement Troubling Consequence. Modi then returns to get his revenge for Magni. Whilst attacking Kratos, Atreus tries to help, but instead ends up hurting himself. With Atreus injured and ill, there's only one person that we can turn to, and that's the Witch of the Woods. It turns out the thing that we need to heal Atreus is in an area where our weapon will not work. This weapon is the iconic Blades of Chaos. With them now equipped, it's now time to give them a test. After you've managed to defeat all of the enemies in this area that spawn, you'll then get the achievement, Hello Old Friend. After getting the Blades of Chaos, it's now time to go to Helheim. Helheim is basically hell, and that's why your Frost Axe won't work on these enemies, so that's why you needed to get it. The item that we need to collect from Helheim is the heart of a beast that is guarding the gates to hell. Obviously, he's not going to hand this over very willy-nilly, so we've got to kill this beast. Once we then have his heart, we can return to Atreus and heal him from this illness that he's got. Up to this point of God of War, we've fought many beasts that are very similar to this. The big trolls have similar attacks that you've fought against, but this one has a few different ones. This makes it slightly more tricky, but overall isn't that hard. Once you've done enough damage, you can finish this beast off and then collect its heart. When we return back to the witch, we give her the heart, and then she's able to make a potion that heals Atreus. This then unlocks the achievement Promise Fulfilled.
Freya, I will not forget this.
With Atreus now healed, we can continue our journey. We can then return back to the gate where we can enter the land of the giants. Unfortunately, when we get to the gate and open it, we aren't the only people there. The stranger turns out to be the god Balder, and he's also been sent to take out Kratos and Atreus. Atreus really isn't having a great time at the moment and gets kidnapped by Balder, so it's Kratos' job to go and rescue his son. This time, the fight is on a dragon, which is pretty cool. Balder has the amazing ability of not being able to feel anything, meaning that he can't take any pain and has the ability to heal. This means that we just have to do as much damage as humanly possible in the hope that eventually it might kill him. The fight then continues with us getting flung into Helheim. Flying through the air, we continue to take chunks out of each other, which just seems to be the way of the God of War combat. With Atreus rescued and is stuck in Helheim, we then unlock the achievement Round 2. It's now time to find a way out of Helheim. There's a giant boat that's stuck in the ice, and this seems to be the best way out. However, we're not going to use this like a standard boat, instead we're going to fly this boat out of Helheim. With fires lit underneath the sails, we're then able to fly through Helheim. Obviously, things are never easy, and a bunch of enemies soon jump onto the boat to take you out before you can leave Helheim. With the use of the Blades of Chaos, and as well as Atreus' bow, you take these down pretty easily though. Eventually, the boat crashes and we end up in a secret chamber of Odin, which enables us to escape from Helheim. This unlocks the achievement Past Haunts.
As long as we didn't wreck our way.
As you progress through the game, some of the runic attacks you get are very, very strong. To make these even better, you can also upgrade these. You can do this by collecting resources throughout the game that are dropped by enemies and picked up in chests. I would highly recommend this, especially as you get towards the end of the game and some of the additional bosses that you have to fight for the 100%. Otherwise, I believe that some of these might just genuinely be impossible to do. When you've been able to fully upgrade one of these runic attacks, you'll then unlock the achievement, The Best Moves. There are 2 additional lands that you can explore from the travel room on top of the main areas that you travel to in the main story. These are Nilfheim and Alfheim. Both of these are completely optional but also have achievements linked to them, so if you're going for all of them like I am, you do have to go there. To get these, you have to complete a cipher that enables you to travel there from the travel room. To complete this cipher, you just have to find the objects within chests. These are scattered all around the world, and the last one that I found was in the giant serpent in the middle of the lake. When you complete one of these, you'll then unlock the achievement Trilingual. It's been a little while, but eventually Balder returns once again. This bloke will not stop on his tirade to take both us and Atreus down. It turns out Freya, the Witch of the Forest, is Balder's mother. She was the one that is responsible for him being invulnerable, and he hates her for this. Although this is the case, she still loves him as a mother would. This means that even though you're trying to stop him from killing you both, she still intervenes to save him. With Kratos pinned down by Freya, Balder then attacks Atreus. Unfortunately for Balder, as he attacks Atreus, he stabs him with one of his special arrows. This is a special arrow and has the ability to stop Balder's invulnerability, making him be able to feel things for once.
Not my blood.
What is that?
Now that we're able to do damage to Balder, it's time to take him out once and for all. Still, Freya is getting involved and trying to stop you from killing Balder as she still loves him. With Boulder beaten, Kratos and Atreus decide to show him mercy. This is only the case though if he leaves Freya alone, otherwise Kratos will come back and kill him once and for all.
Will not touch her.
Although Kratos gives him this very, very clear warning, Boulder does not listen. This means that he's basically sealed his own fate.
Why do you even care? You could have walked away.
The Cygolians here must be better than this.
With Boulder dead, this then unlocks the achievement Twilight Beckons.
I don't understand. I know saving.
With Boulder defeated, it's now time to finish off our journey. Eventually, we're able to get to the land of the giants and find the location where Kratos' late wife wants us to scatter her ashes. We reach the highest peak of the mountain and Kratos hands over the ashes to Atreus and lets him release the ashes into the atmosphere. This then finishes the main story of God of War and unlocks the achievement Last Wish. With the main story of God of War finally complete, it's now time to do all the collectibles and get all the remaining achievements. There are quite a few collectibles in this game, so a lot of my time will be taken up travelling around the map picking up many things. In this time, you find yourself fighting against many different enemies. These can be weak enemies all the way up to bosses. Eventually, you'll kill your 1000th enemy, and when you do this, you'll unlock the achievement All Will Fall. As mentioned, there's a hell of a lot of collectibles in God of War. This means that you have to adventure around every inch of the map. One of the main areas of this is the Lake of Nines. This is the massive lake in the middle of the map with all the different islands that branch off of it. This means that if you're aiming for every single collectible in the game, you need to adventure around all of it. Once you've done this, you'll then unlock the achievement Beneath the Surface. Whilst travelling around the world of God of War, you'll come across Nornir chests. You can tell these chests apart as they have 3 runes across the front of them that are lit up in blue. To open these chests, you now need to look around the area and find objects that have these runes on them and destroy them. When you've done this to 3 of them, you'll then be able to open it. Inside these chests are the ability to upgrade your rage and also your health. Once you've opened up 3, it will then unlock the next part. When you then maximise the amount of rage and health you'll get achievements for this. For rage, that's Quick Tempered. And then Iron's Orchard for maximising your health. Another bunch of achievements are linked to side missions. There are a couple of side mission categories within this game. The first of these are the Brock and Sindri side missions. These consist of you going to a certain area and trying to find a bit of armour or a weapon that they can then use to upgrade your gear. This basically enables you to explore more of the map and then kill certain beasts and complete different tasks and puzzles. These are all pretty good fun, and Brock and Sindri are great characters, so that's great too. For doing this, you'll unlock the achievement Like Oil and Water, which perfectly sums up their relationship. Another group of side missions is then the Wayward Spirit missions. For these, you'll find statues and monuments around that has a spirit linked to them. When you speak to them, they'll go through a bit of a backstory of what's gone on in their life and how they ended up becoming dead. Usually then, you have to go and investigate the person that killed them and enact revenge on this spirit. Once you've done this, you can then return and allow this spirit to move on to the afterlife. Once you've completed all of these, you'll then unlock the achievement Unfinished Business.
Brave guy. Want to look for Thor in his
Another area of the map that you'll probably not adventure into once you start doing the additional content at the end of the game is Vithgard. I think I'm butchering most of these names throughout this video, so please, I'm very sorry. Whilst gathering all the collectibles in this area, you'll have to explore all of it, every nook and cranny, and when you do this, you'll unlock the achievement Death Happened Here. Scattered around Midgard are 3 dragons. They've all been chained up and it's your job to free them. Although you're working to free them, I don't think they realise this, and they're also trying to kill you at the same time. To free these dragons, you need to find 3 points where they're chained to, and then destroy these.
That's the last one. Guess now we find out if dragons can be grateful or not.
Once you've done this, you can then go to the main part that the dragon is chained to by magic. Atreus then will go up and stab this point, freeing the dragon once and for all.
Yes, sir.
With this dragon freed and the other 2 done previously, this unlocks the achievement Dangerous Skies. It's now time to mop up all of the collectibles and get all of the achievements related to this. The first of these achievements is Allfather the Blinded. To get this, you have to kill all of Odin's ravens. These are green birds that can be found scattered around the map, either flying or perched upon things. All you have to do is throw your axe and kill them, and once you've done all of it, you'll unlock the achievement. The next collectible are the artifacts. You'll find these scattered around the map, on the floor, hidden in little sneaky locations. Once you've picked up your final one, which I did just after killing this raven, I got the achievement Curator. The next collectible is Jotnar Shrines. These look like giant cupboards that when you open the door have a story inside them. These stories tell you about the lore and the mythology of the lands of God of War. It's all very interesting to listen and read and gives you some more information about the surrounding world. There isn't many of these, but when you open the final one, you'll unlock the achievement The Truth.
Here, boy. Another one.
This one's called.
The final of these collectibles are treasure maps and treasure. Whilst navigating through the world of God of War, you'll find treasure maps scattered all over the place. These then provide you with a slight clue and an image of where the treasure is then hidden. You then must work out where this place is, navigate over, and then find the buried treasure. When you dig any of this up, you'll get a load of hack silver, and when it's the final bit of treasure, you'll unlock the achievement Treasure Hunter. As the game progresses, the enemies become harder and harder. This means that you need to upgrade your gear. To this point, I've done bits on upgrading my runes and my armour, but nothing about the weapons. To get the Blades of Fury, you have to get an item known as the Chaos Flame. Once you've done this, you can then go and see Sindri and Brock, and then upgrade this. Once they then reach level 5, you'll then unlock the achievement Why Fight It. There is also then an achievement for doing this for the Leviathan Axe. This follows the same process, but instead the item that you need is a Frozen Flame. The final item of this can then be bought from the shop using the Chillen Mists of Niflheim. I'll go into a bit of information about what this is later. Once you have this and then upgrade the axe to level 6, you'll then unlock the achievement Worthy. One of the realms you unlock using the Cipher Dial is Niflheim. This is very different to anywhere else in the game. As you can see on the screen currently, there is a red line across the top of it with mist echoes below it. If this red line drops to the bottom, you'll die instantly. This just constantly goes down as a kind of timer and will only go up if you open chests. When you open these chests, you'll then get mist echoes. As you open more and more, you'll get a multiplier on these, and you'll get increased amounts. You are then in kind of a labyrinth where you have to go from area to area, avoiding traps, killing people, and just opening chests over and over again, all whilst keeping an eye on this timer in the hope to build up as many mist echoes as possible.
Ready to go now.
Once you've killed all the enemies and opened all the chests, you can then either go into the centre area or back to the shop. In the shop, you can then use these mist echoes to upgrade your gear and buy certain items. The other thing you can do is go into the centre and open these chests that are scattered around it. In these chests, a great bit of treasure that can really assist you with the next couple of things you have to do after this. Alongside this, when you've cleared all of the rifts and opened up all the chests in the centre area, you'll unlock the achievement Darkness and Fog. This is definitely the biggest bit of grind in this game, as you just have to keep constantly running this area. But at the end of the day, it's still quite good fun. After grinding the labyrinth at Niflheim, it's now time to use the mist echoes and all the resources that we've got to upgrade our armour. There are a couple of sets of armours in the shops at Niflheim that you need to buy in order to unlock a couple of achievements. The first of these is the Traveller Armour set. When you manage to get enough resources to buy chest, waist and wrist armour, you'll then unlock the achievement Path of Zealot. The other set that you need to get is the Ancient set. This is slightly different as you'll need Ancient Hearts to be able to buy all of this. Ancients are a type of enemy in this game that are only weak to their heart. This means when you face them you have to be patient and constantly aim for their heart when they expose. When you then kill them, you'll get an Ancient Heart. You'll then need to use these Ancient Hearts to buy each of this set, and once you've done this for the whole set, you'll get the achievement Primordial. The hardest type of enemy in God of War are the Valkyries. There are 9 in total and they progressively get harder and harder. They've all been held captive, so when you defeat them, they become free. When you defeat them, you'll also acquire their helmet. When you then get their helmet, you can take it to the Council of Valkyries where you can place it on their chair. Eventually though, after many attempts, I was able to do enough damage to finally defeat Sigrun. This is just purely done by trial and effort, by using the Resurrection Stone, by maximising my abilities and everything, upgrading my armour and my weapons. Eventually I was able to do this. I saw a lot of people online complaining about how difficult this is, but truly if you just stick with it and continue to practice, eventually you'll be able to do it. It's such a good feeling when you finally get that kill, and it just is a great way to finish off one of the last couple of achievements of this game for me.
I suppose.
You don't sound very happy about it.
It's difficult to be happy about anything when you're a reanimated head. I'm grateful we were able to set the Valkyries free. But so much of this could have been avoided.
The final achievement in this game for me to collect is Fire and Brimstone, which is for completing all of the trials of Muspelheim. The way these trials work is there's 3 base trials for each of the arenas. I believe there's 6 in total. They get more and more difficult, and when you beat the 3rd one, it then unlocks the next arena. Once you've done this in all 6 of the arenas, you now must go back through and complete the Impossible trial in each of them. This means that there's another 6. They range from objective, and some of these are much more difficult than others. Some of these are defeat enemies in a certain amount of time, defeat enemies in a certain area, and the worst for me is defeat a certain amount of enemies without taking any damage, which can be really quite tricky and annoying as it will set you back to the beginning if you take one bit of damage. I would highly recommend leaving this right to the end like I did, with your fully upgraded weapons, armor and runic attacks. This makes it a lot easier. I did find this easier than the final Valkyrie, but it is still definitely quite tricky. Although this is the case, you'll eventually be able to complete this and you'll unlock the achievement and also the final achievement of the game, which is Father and Son, for obtaining all of the achievements. God of War to me is probably one of the best games released in the past decade. The gameplay, the story, the atmosphere, just everything is truly incredible. I truly don't think there's many games that have managed to incorporate all of this as well as God of War really has. If you've never played this game and you're able to either through the PlayStation or on PC, I'd highly recommend it. Although the game does become quite difficult towards the end due to the Valkyrie and the trials, if you're not playing it on a super high difficulty, you won't struggle with it at all. You can just take in the story and just really enjoy what this game has to offer. If you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it, and if you can click the subscribe button and the like button, that would go a massive way to show me that I'm doing the right thing. If you've got any game recommendations, please let me know, as I'm always looking for new games to play. Once again, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.